In 1967, at the age of 2, Kelsey Dion started making modules for the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons. This background as a luminary in the RPG industry lent her great legitimacy when she would unveil the most innovative and earth-shaking RPG rule set to ever see the light of day: Shadowdark. For decades and decades and decades, TTRPG creators have been trying to innovate and create new ways for people to feel immersed in their role, build competent and interesting characters, and engage with intuitive and challenging mechanics. In 2023, Miss Dion showed the world how her game, Shadowdark, would be different from everything that came before. Over the course of 3 years of playtesting, she had carefully and artfully shaved away every one of those old-fashioned ideas of unique character mechanics or world building or meaningful character growth to make a new set of rules that would stay out of the way of role-playing, much in the same way that air unobtrusively fills an empty gas tank. Rules that can be understood by anyone capable of putting the triangle thing in the triangle hole. Rules that can be read by your great-grandma without her 3-pound glasses. Rules rocking in at an average of 100 words per page. Let me check my word count. Yeah, I've written more than that already. But scorching, I hear you say stupidly. You're surely misunderstanding the intent. You said it yourself. The rules are lightweight so that the roleplay doesn't get bogged down in complicated math and lengthy descriptions. You can really make a character come alive without having to refer to mechanical jargon every 5 minutes. Ah, simpleton. Know what? Maybe you're right. She did do an interview about a game. Let's see what she says about the kind of storytelling Shadowdark is good at. Nope. Nuh-uh. No. No. Let's try, nope. How about, well, what do you know? So what is Shadowdark, I hear you ask? Well, remember when you were a kid and you went on a field trip and you got separated into groups by the color of your badge or something, and you walked around for 15 hours in a 300-degree zoo full of sick animals, and then at lunchtime you got a PB&J where the bread had somehow melted, and for some reason the teachers that organized the trip were ecstatic? That's Shadowdark. The Game Master will be very, very pleased as your third character falls prey to the sneaky trap he stole from a 50-year-old adventure module. Because you're the thief, darn it, and you're supposed to say, "I check for traps," every time it's your turn and your party of Neanderthals has decided to move 10 feet further into this wood chipper of a dungeon. For some reason, he'll be having fun as he rolls yet another D100, then a D6, then 2 D6, and then 4 D20s, and some more D6s, and tells you that you've been absolutely dusted by a group of witch dragons that have appeared in this cramped hallway you've been scraping through by your fingernails. And if for some reason you make it to the end of this dungeon, you might just get a whatever the heck he rolls on a D100. Doesn't really matter. It's either going to be a potion of water drinking or a literal nuke. I'll tell you what Shadowdark is good for. GM burnout. When the Game Master is played for too long in a system that punishes him and the players for playing in a way they think is more fun than the original game designers intended. Those GMs that want to build their own worlds, that want to flesh out new mechanics and flavorful classes that promote immersion and give meaning to the lore they've spent countless hours of free time building up. In other words, Shadowdark is a game for people who want to spend $60 for permission to design their own game. Google Docs is free. Go write your game. I know. The basics of Shadowdark are free. The core rules and classes are online. That can be for the game designy types, while people that want to play the game as is can buy the full version, right? So what does the full version get you? Random tables. That's basically it. Permission to roll more D100s. An elegant system to force everyone into improv comedy to make it any kind of pleasant for a bunch of ogres or something to crash out of the woods while you were just trying to get to the dang dungeon. So it's either a game for game designers who don't really need what this game has to offer, or it's for people who are willing to sit for several hours and pretend that if you shove enough random nonsense into a short enough window of time, the story is good, actually. You know, 5e means nothing because it's about everything. There's no coherent thread of a universe or a synergy of who your character is with what they do. Shadowdark means nothing because it's about nothing. Nothing matters. Go to the dungeon and get loot week after week, burning the souls of character after character with meaningless death. Until the heat death of the non-existent universe you're pretending exists. Or don't. I don't care.